Hi, this is Thomas Cook from Toronto's real estate team at RE/MAX Hallmark, and welcome to Part 3 of our Status of Downtown Toronto's Condo Market Analysis. In Part 2, we ended by looking at the enormous number of condos that builders are promising to deliver in the next few years across the GTA. Now let's look at the various downtown Toronto condo neighborhoods where builders are concentrating their efforts. As affordability affects the typical transition from condo to house, expect to see more 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be built. However, don't expect those multi-bedroom units to be a larger square footage. As we'll see in a few minutes, suites are now starting to be built with more efficient layouts with smaller footprints than in the past. There's a trend starting to incorporate more outdoor common area in new condo buildings. If people are going to be spending more years in a condo lifestyle, they're going to be more dependent on their homes for providing some outdoor space to relax in. Hopefully builders will recognize this and provide this kind of space across all price points and not just the Four Seasons type of luxury living. And expect more development near GTA transit hubs where owners can have easy access to GO and other public transit. With commute times escalating, trains, buses, and streetcars will be taking on more of the load and moving people across our cities. In the downtown Toronto area south of Bloor, development so far has been concentrated in some very specific neighborhoods. For the most part, these neighborhoods share, or will share, a common thread of easy TTC access along the north-south subway or the east-west routes along King or Queen Street. Construction in Regent Park and in the West Donlands is being driven by urban renewal and by our city's commitment to the upcoming Pan Am Games in 2015. Some terrific plans are in place for the West Donlands, incorporating innovative ideas for utilizing the long-forgotten space under the Gardiner Expressway. So let's look at condo pricing in some of the downtown neighborhoods. As usual, pricing is being driven by location and market supply principles. The highest priced condos are being built in the core area from Yonge west to University and from College south to Front Street, with units selling at an average $683 per square foot. The lowest priced units are now available in Liberty Village, with $446 per square foot average. Why so low there? Well, there's lots of competition for one, with several buildings either for sale or now under construction in a small, well-defined geographic area. Two neighborhoods on the east side, Sherbourne and the West Donlands, are the second and third lowest, reflecting their up-and-coming status as opposed to the already established cachet of the Distillery District or the South Core area from Bay Street west to Simcoe and south of Front. If you haven't looked at the planned community where the Athletes Village will be located, it's quite impressive. There will be a massive park and under the Gardiner landscaping, and the neighborhood will be centered around an eastward extension of Front Street. Parts of the River City development, which runs south of King between River Street and the Don River, are already under construction and will include over 900 lofts and townhouse units in 5 buildings. To take a more in-depth look at what's coming in these neighborhoods, go to waterfronttoronto.ca. That's waterfronttoronto.ca. Despite all the visible signs of cranes everywhere on the horizon, it hasn't been easy for the development industry. They're continually being faced with an uneven planning and approval process, very little broad-brush political vision, and so far, little encouragement for serving urban families. Getting height approvals now is not as difficult as it was, but getting good sites close to transit is. With inbound immigration to the GTA ongoing, our politicians need to make the infill process more streamlined and provide incentives for development of family units instead of predominantly one-bedroom suites. Here's an example of the face of the future for multi-bedroom condos. In order to make these units affordable, better layouts are being developed and more bedrooms are being squeezed in. As much as we'd like large bedrooms and living area, many buyers aren't going to be able to afford it at $500 per square foot or more. Here's an example of a proposed 2-bedroom suite with 560 square feet of interior space and a 3-bedroom condo with 741 square feet total. Small, yes. Livable, certainly. So that concludes Part 3 of our Status of Downtown Toronto's Condo Market Analysis. In the final part of this series, we'll be looking at where future development will be taking place across the GTA, and then summarizing our findings about the status of the downtown Toronto condo market. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Condo Living Downtown Toronto.tv, and keep coming back for future condo building and market updates.